history.
BBC Radio Leeds.
Morning. It's 7:40. There's a campaign out now which wants to review the rules about who can donate blood. The numbers who are falling generally. This campaign is called the Freedom to Donate. And there are restrictions in place currently about who can donate their blood to help someone else when they really need it. And one of those rules applies to men who've had sex with men. So if you're a gay man, sexually active, apparently you cannot be a blood donor. And they can't give blood within a year of that relationship. Well, this campaign has won the backing from MPs, including West Yorkshire's Pudsey Labour MP, Stuart Andrew.
The number of people who are donating blood has fallen significantly, yet the number of us that need it will continue to go up. And that, therefore, presents a real challenge to those who are trying to get people to donate. And if your opportunities are reduced because of perhaps outdated information, then that obviously creates even further problems. So this is why I'm sort of backing this campaign. I'm also backing it from a very personal level because my own mother had a very serious miscarriage when I was a toddler. And frankly, if it hadn't been for people donating blood, she wouldn't be with us today. So I'm incredibly grateful to the people who did do that, because obviously it kept my mum alive, and I'm sure all of us that will need it in the future will be grateful to those who do donate.
That's Conservative MP Stuart Andrew, represents the Pudsey ward. This campaign then is called the Freedom to Donate. It's got a petition rolling right now with over 35,000 signatures, and Lewis Park is part of the team that got it going. Morning, Lewis, how are you?
Good morning, very well, thank you.
Yeah, I was surprised this was still in place. It's daft, isn't it? But I know it came in during the AIDS crisis and concerns about who was giving blood and how that might be transferred. But I kind of thought we'd moved on. We haven't, have we?
Sadly not, though. I mean, we have in certain aspects. So back in 2011, the government's advisory committee, which is the advisory committee on the safety of blood tissues and organs, they undertook a review which was into the deferral criteria, because previously to that, men who had sex with men had a complete lifetime ban. So from 2011, there's been this 12-month deferral criteria which has been in place, though we're aiming now to hopefully overturn that, and with the support of the public and with a parliamentary engagement side.
Now, the reasons that the restrictions were in place in the first place were about the HIV virus and how that could be transmitted, and homosexual men were top of that list for exposure to that virus and carrying it. Have things changed? Are you confident that things have changed now? I mean, anecdotally, I would say absolutely.
Yeah, yes, definitely. I mean, as a gay man myself, this is something which I care deeply about, and it's something I've obviously been I get regularly tested and I understand the field, and since 2011, the decision which was made in 2011 for the deferral criteria was completely right at the time, because obviously the number one aim is to create a safe supply of blood. That's that's the major aim. Obviously, it's not necessarily an equality issue; it's a health issue. And so since 2011, there's been quite a large leap forward in terms of treatment options, prevention options, and also sort of immunisation. But also in terms of testing, we've come a long way forward. Such as now, for instance, if I go get a test for say HIV, I can there's a 60-second test which can tell me, compared to prior in the 80s, for instance, it'd be up to a week or even more periods of time. Now there is also a window period with a lot of these bloodborne viruses, which is something of which the committee looks at. But 12 months is definitely too long, which we certainly hope to.
So you've got this petition, you've got this campaign. Who do you have to convince? Who makes the ultimate decision here?
So the ultimate decision comes down to this advisory body who I mentioned, the safety of blood tissues and organs. So it's essentially, and then that feeds into the Department of Health. So this petition will hopefully then sort of of make politicians aware that there's a lot of public support for this. That it's sort of since 2011 it's moving into an outdated criteria due to the medical advancements. So hopefully once we get this through, and then we're working with a lot of MPs such as Stuart Andrew, who you've just had on, which we will hopefully be raising that in Parliament as soon as the next session begins.
Okay, well, we'll keep our eye on that. It's nice to talk to you, Lewis. Thank you very much.
You as
Lewis
well.
from the Freedom to Donate campaign team, and Conservative MP Stuart Andrew Pudsey is backing that. Interesting. It's 7:45. Thanks for your suggestions about who you think should be